What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Sass 4 Podcast. Your boy, the hostess, Dre from PG. We back this week. Shout out to the boys holding it down last week, man. Y'all did a good job, man. Y'all some funny niggas when your boy's not around, man. Y'all only had two jobs, and all of a sudden y'all had to do your own thing. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I'm not mad at it at all.
Hey, when folks got to get stuff off their chest, you just gotta let it happen, dog. Hey, you never know when a viral moment can happen.
Yeah, but man, right now we got the Fantastic Four. We're gonna see if our boy Corey can join us later. But man, we're gonna get to it. We joined with my boy D, Dr. Esquire Day. What's good with you, my boy?
What's up, man? Same dude, different state, man. That's all it is, dog. I'm enjoying this road trip while I'm on it. You did.
Facts.
And then you got the other greatest man that came out of Fayetteville, 910. What's good with you, BT?
My dog, what's good, bro? I'm chilling, man.
And then, of course, we got the biggest damn plug in Charlotte, man. What's going on with my man T? What's good with you, bro?
What up with it, man?
So, yeah, man, y'all know what we got to do, man. We about to break down this Super Bowl, man. Man, look, I don't know about y'all. Look, I know Cantor told people to turn the TV off. I ain't do that. I just changed the channel because, God damn.
That shit was filthy, son. Man, that shit was filthy.
If you wasn't part of the 126 million viewers that watched that Super Bowl, then if you was living under the rock, pretty much the Philadelphia Eagles just took the Kansas City Chiefs behind the shed. I don't know how many ways I could say it, took them to the shed, gripping the sheets, power drive. It got ugly. It got ugly fast. It got ugly early. When Kendrick ended the performance with game over, I don't know if he was talking about in the Drake or the game, but either way, it just got ugly early for them Chiefs, man. I'm gonna lob this over to T in a minute, but first I just want to get this out the way because I know people have been wondering what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna say about it, everything. Look, man, my team ain't lose the Super Bowl like that. So yeah, it was the division rival win, the championship, and everything like that. But hey, look, man, I prayed for the downfall. My prayers ain't work, man. They had the voodoo working and the oil, man. So it is what it is. I will say, either way, a black QB is going to win. I ain't got no beef with Jalen Hurts. I ain't got no beef with Saquon. They did what they had to do to get to that Super Bowl championship. They didn't waste breaking that record, so it wasn't all for nothing. So, hey, look, as we always say, the better team win. And them boys from Philly, they came in looking like they was hungry for that rematch. They looked like they was prepared. They looked like they was the more physical team. So, I'm going to lob this over to the bros to kind of give the breakdown of the Super Bowl. But I'm going to start with T because he always stresses that when it all comes down to it, man, it's always a battle in the trenches, man. And that was one of the most glaring things I saw. Eagle came with it on the D line and the O line for T. I'm going to lob it to you, man. Let's just talk about it, man. What you saw from that game.
Honestly, that was probably the worst game plan I've seen from Andy Reid in a long time. So, all these conversations about Pat Mahomes and the GOAT conversation, but Andy Reid was trying to move up the ranks of the coaching conversation, and he had a disaster class on Sunday. There was no screens. Didn't really use the run properly. They were getting mashed just with Philly's front four. Philly didn't have to send a lot of pressure. They just dropped off in the zone. Mahomes had nowhere to throw the ball, had nowhere to scramble to. It was just a absolute horrible performance by the Chiefs to the point where after the halftime show, I checked out. It was over. They just were outmatched from the beginning, and the Chiefs have kind of been skating by all season. This is a team that won 15 games. In my opinion, this might be the worst 15-win team I've ever seen in the NFL. Just by the way they just got absolutely manhandled in the biggest stage. And Philly, they didn't run the ball effectively, but they ran the ball enough to where you had to respect it. And Saquon is a threat and it opened up things for Jalen Hurts. Outside of the one interception where he had pressure in his face and just kind of threw the ball up, Jalen Hurts flawless game. The Eagles' game plan on offense was solid. Because, I mean, the Chiefs had a top 5 defense, and Philadelphia was just doing whatever they wanted. I mean, it was just a dominant performance, man. So games are always won and lost in the trenches. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Philadelphia's front office, you could argue, been the best front office the last 5 to 10 years. Just the moves that they've made and the talent they've acquired, and adding Saquon to a team that was a playoff team last year and went to the Super Bowl a couple of years ago was just a brilliant move. With shout out to, I gotta give credit to Howie Roseman as a GM, and I gotta give credit to Nick Sirianni too. Remember, the Eagles are 2-2, and they're talking about firing dude early in the season. They were here shouting at the fans, and since then, I think they only lost like one game since then.
Yeah.
And he outcoached Andy Reid badly. So shout out to Vic Fangio as well. Had a great game plan on the defensive coordinator. I mean, it was just a complete domination. I mean, like when Kendrick did the game over, it was multiple meetings. We can talk about that after the pod, but it really was.
Yeah, BT. What's your thoughts, man? Like, I mean, I feel like the chat was more popping than the game, man. So,
Man, I ain't seen that beat down like that since Peyton Manning and the Broncos went against some Legion of Boom.
shit. Yeah.
Man, that shit was bad. But yo, this was terrible, son. It's like I ain't seen even like the Tampa Bay Super Bowl. Like he was getting beat up or whatever, but it's like he was shook, bruh. Like I ain't never seen Patrick Mahomes be shook like that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then after the third or fourth drive, I think the Chiefs just said, you know what? We can't do nothing with these dudes, bro. They just checked out. It was a play where Kelsey just pretty much gave up. He was like, fuck it, bro. He was thinking about his podcast. He's like, I can't do nothing with these niggas. He was dropping passes or whatever. He couldn't get open. And normally, he get open in zones. They pretty much playing zone. And he pretty much a zone beater. He wasn't in that zone on Sunday, bro, at all. So yeah, respect to Philly, man. I really don't fuck with one of their players, But other than that, I don't really got no beef with Philly, other than they bitch ass fans. But respect to my two niggas that's Philly fans, my homeboy White and then Javon. Shout out to y'all niggas.
Shout out to Javon. Shout out to Kiera. Like, shout out to your boy White, man. Like, I know he was an Eagles fan, but he had the Eagles jersey, so I know he was hyped.
Yeah,
like,
my boy Ed too, Ed, an Eagles fan.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Ed. Like, I don't got no problem. No, I don't got no problems with them. But it's just like other faction of Eagles fans. It's like, all right, man. Like, keep that noise over there. Don't bring that shit. Don't bring that shit to my face, bro. Like, y'all be wild too much for my liking, man. But hey, man, when you, hey, man, you know how what I say. When you win, you can do whatever. So just know sometimes that comes with consequences. That's all I'm gonna say. Sometimes that comes with consequences.
Facts,
but
man,
most of my people be chill, so I know I'm good over here, man.
Yeah, I've been knowing White since I was like 15. White he be chill, bro. He ain't your normal Eagles fan, so I respect it.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm interested to see how Patrick Mahomes bounce back and the Chiefs bounce back from this, because this can go one or two ways. It can either elevate them more, or they can just start going in a downward spiral. So I'm gonna be interested to see what they do in the offseason to fix that offensive line, because without that line, they ain't shit. And like T said, bro, like they was skating all season. It was signs all season. We were just supposed to play on tickets on, but it was signs all season. They was winning by 1-score games all season.
Yeah.
So this really doesn't surprise me, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just other teams be scared of these niggas, and the Eagles said, "Fuck it, we ain't scared of y'all niggas."
Yeah.
And pretty much got it done, man. And hold on, one more thing, and then I'll let Dave go. The Eagles ain't blitzed one time, bro. They
didn't have to.
Four-man rush.
Four-man rush.
Four-man rush.
You didn't have to.
Hey, but wait, when you got who they got, you don't need to. You don't need to if it's working.
Yeah, a four-man rush all game, and Pat couldn't do nothing with that.
But you also got to think it's not just the rush. Like the DBs were locking up too. So like there was a couple of plays where they was in open space, and like you said, like Kelsey dropped 2 passes, and then D Hop became D drop. So it was like, but outside of that, it was like Mitchell was locking up. Dean was locking up, man. Like to say, like there was nothing really going over the top. So, and we know Kansas City this year, especially, they was more of a intermediate team. They didn't really have that many explosive plays. Like Hollywood Brown, he was out for most of the season, so he really didn't get any traction to be like that deep threat that they wanted him to replace Tyreek Hill's role with. So, I mean, they had Worthy and everything, and because I didn't know this until like literally today. Like that man had like the most empty calorie stat game I ever seen in my life. Like even though he broke a rookie record and everything, but we all know that that joint was pretty much over after the third quarter. But
that score was 40-6, bro. I don't care what the final score is.
Son. When Devontae became the first Bama player to score a touchdown, I turned the NBA game time. I was like, I don't gotta watch no more. I turned straight to NBA game time. I turned to NBA game time. I don't need to watch nothing else, man. I was like, like I said, Kendra told me to turn the TV on. I just switched the channel, bro. That's all I needed to do, dog. We ain't got. I could watch the rest of the commercials on YouTube or something, man. I didn't need to see nothing else. But yeah, it was bad. Dave, your thoughts, bud?
Yeah, I ain't gonna belabor the point, but I am gonna get some shit off though. But it was 34-0. So even at that point, I think at that point I was like, yeah, the ops cooked.
No. Before I let you finish, Dave was in the chat worried, but because he thought Ole Miss was coming back from that Falcons.
Hey, them niggas was up 28-0. You know it. Them niggas was up 20, like at least.
Bruh, I told you. I was like, there was no Martin Luther King memes nowhere. You was good, dog. You was good.
After that Cooper the G pick six, I was like, oh no, I was so lit, dog. I was so lit when that happened. I was like, is that cool? Is that cool, bro? Y'all understand? Like I watched the nigga at Iowa. I was like, yo, like a white cornerback that can cover? Like,
so I ain't gonna hate. Like he nasty. He nasty, man. Like,
all right, let's see what this looks like in the NFL. But hey, he got a pick six in the Super Bowl, dog.
On his birthday too.
On his birthday.
Respect, man.
But plain and simple, defense wins championships. It's the old adage, defense wins championships. That's what the Eagles showed you. We talked about Spagnuolo on the Chiefs and how he's creative with his own blitz packages with the defense.
Yeah.
Vic Fangio. We ain't really talk much about Vic Fangio as far as like how he doesn't really do anything like really creative, especially like when Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and Williams and
Sweat,
Nolan Smith and Sweat, when they can get to the quarterback, if it's working like that, then there's no need to be exotic like with any blitzes or any pass rushes. So Vic Fangio in his own right is still like is one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. Still, I mean the score doesn't indicate how the game went. Obviously, what I noticed that was different, before I say that, one thing that I said in the preview is that the times in which Patrick Mahomes has lost in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl is when he's uncomfortable. Against the Bucks, he was running for his life, uncomfortable. This game, he was pretty much like holding the ball too much. Like he was like holding the ball. Like when he dropped back in the pocket and moving up, he found out there was nowhere he can go. Nowhere he can go with the ball. Like he's uncomfortable. And then as soon I don't care who you are, and this happened to like a lot of great quarterbacks. I don't care who you are. Once you get hit or rushed or hurried over and over and over and over again, you start it's human nature. You're gonna think about it. So I think that's what happened. And when the Chiefs had chances to like blitz, and there were times that they did blitz, they just didn't get home. They
did. That's how they got that one turnover. But it was just like at a certain point, it didn't really equate to anything after that. So
but the Eagles did pick up a lot of blitzes. So like Saquon was able to block a couple of blitzes that came in.
Yeah, he did.
Hurts was able to roll out at times when they were trying to get to him, and I think that was also a key factor. Hurts was pretty, like, for the most part, accurate, except for that one turnover. And that one turnover didn't really hurt because it happened in the red zone and they were able to get 3 and out right away. So, yeah, man. I mean, just a complete game from the Eagles start to finish. The stats, like from the stat lines, like when you look at the stats, it's not too crazy other than the 6 sacks. But just a complete game overall. And for you Chiefs fans, this is why I say you don't surrender to your ops until the job is finished. The job won't finish. They had pretty much crowned themselves as the first team to 3-peat before this game started. And I'm like, look, the job is not finished. They had started crowning themselves even last February. They were start, but instead of enjoying that Super Bowl against the 49ers, enjoying that victory, as soon as the confetti dropped, oh yeah, we want a 3-peat. Like, come on, bro. Like, this shit ain't sweet, bro. This shit ain't sweet. I don't care how you've gotten there like four times out in 6 years. This shit ain't sweet, and honestly, it's adding up for you guys. These long playoff runs is starting to add up. This is why you guys don't look as crisp this year. All this 3-peat talk, you're not Shaq and Kobe. We don't love you like that. They don't love you like that, bro. They don't love you like that. All this 3-peat talk, bro. You got the Lakers. Really?
The MAGA stuff did it to him.
If I really wanted to go in on the Chiefs, I'll call this whole dynasty a farce. If there are things I can point to that if it would have happened, we wouldn't be where we're at now. But I'm not going to go there because I don't have that type of disdain for the Chiefs. I got what I wanted Sunday, and look, y'all not Shaq and Kobe, Mahomes, Kelsey, y'all not Shaq and Kobe. Y'all Mahomes and Mahado, like the State Farm commercial say.
Hey, chill out.
Just stick to that. Regroup. I don't know how you're gonna get back because the AFC is gonna look even crazier next year. All these like Joe Burrow's coming for you. Like the Ravens and Bills are obviously starving to get to where you are. The Texans are gonna be better. Their other teams are gonna be better. So God bless. But hey, congrats to the Eagles. Congrats to my boy Ed, Devon, all them dudes. Yeah, man. Hey, man.
Yo,
don't crown yourself until the job is finished. The job won't finish. But y'all spent all year talking about this 3-peat. But go ahead.
But yeah, before we move on, and shout out to our boy Corey. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing, my brother?
It's good with you.
Chilling. Y'all know me.
Yeah, cause I know we've been talking a lot about the defenses, and I don't know was I tripping or anybody else picked up. It didn't look like Spag had like a spy for Jalen Hurts at all during this game either. Like Jalen Hurts had some wide open lanes when, like, as soon as like everything was breaking down, and that's how he got a lot of his like rushing yards because he was like the best running game because they did all they could to stop Saquon, and of course after the run that Saquon had this season, especially in the playoff, you kind of knew that they was going game plan to trying to shut him down, and they was doing a good job of that, but the way the Eagles offense was utilizing like Saquon and making sure like we're not just going to be one dimensional. But what made it even worse was, hey yo, McDuffie, AJ Brown took your lunch money, dog. God.
Hey, if it weren't for that flag, it would have got uglier.
Man, that shit. So
He got cool.
I think. So like what T pointed out, I just think on both sides the Chiefs just didn't have any type of good planning to how to stop the Eagles, and they didn't do any type of adjustments at all during the game after halftime and none of that. So like we've been stating, it was just complete dominance from both sides of the ball for the Eagles. Like if there was a definition of a get back, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like.
I'm gonna be real. What their mistake is, and Dave said it best. It was arrogance. Because if we look at second half, they didn't make any type of adjustment to go to the run game. They didn't try to utilize the run game at all. And it's not like the run game was lacking because whenever they went to any run play, they was picking up 6 and 7 yards. So why didn't you try to build on to that?
I think in the Chiefs' head, it was like they were trying to get some quick scores. They were trying to get down that field as quick as possible. But the downfall, they should have just been trying to focus on. We just need to get a score on the board. Like we need to do a sustained drive. Like you can't try to get 14 points in one drive. You can't do that in football. So when they got out of halftime, their first priority should have been like, let's have a sustained drive. Let's keep our defense off the field and see if we can at least put like 3.7 points on the board. But man, hey,
I mean, like if you put 3 points on the board in that situation, and you're only down 3 touchdowns, and there's still like a bunch of time to make that up. I mean,
yeah,
it's not like we've seen people come back from this deficit before, and especially in the Super Bowl. So
yeah,
like, and when you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes and an offense like the Chiefs, it's possible. But I don't know. Like they just were a shell of themselves, basically.
It was a voodoo.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to Jalen Hurts. I know he silenced a lot of critics. I mean, I don't know why the narrative was him being an overrated quarterback. I think he was a good quarterback. I think he does great with what he has, what Philly has around him. So I never thought he wasn't like a terrible. Like I think he's better than quarterbacks like Kyler Murray and Dak. So I feel like he was like a step above that. So and everything. But so to the people that, and mind Mahomes deserved this slander. Nobody escapes slander, especially on this show. When you play like that, you deserve the slander. But let's not act like Mahomes ain't that dude. Like until it's like we go into the next season and there's like a different Pat Mahomes because he's still shell-shocked from this ass whooping that he took. We can get to that discussion, but right now, let's not act like this man don't know less than an AFC Championship game as soon as he step on the field. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Pat Mahomes still that dude, and he was actually probably one of the few Chiefs that was actually out there playing for his fucking life. Like there was something on the line, unlike some players we ain't gonna talk about because we don't need to talk about them. So, hey, I just want to make sure people. Yeah, I just want people to make sure we get the story straight that like don't start this whole narrative that Pat Mahomes is a bum, he's a choke artist and everything like that. Because we have certain people on talk shows talking about like what the Chiefs done and their losses and everything. Like, okay, like they say, if we want to nitpick and do a what if scenario on a lot of stuff, we can take it there. But we're gonna let history be what history is right now. At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes has more Super Bowls than most of y'all favorite teams. He has more Super Bowls than most of y'all favorite teams' whole franchises. So let's pump the brakes. All right, let them. They're going to take these licks in the offseason. They deserve it. They're going to catch the slander. He's going to be coming to fraud for 7 months. So
it is what also, it is. Like everybody been talking about the whole Brady GOAT debate is over. Like we can't really say that because we can't say that. Tom's first 5 Super Bowls, he went 3-2. Patrick's first 5 Super Bowls, he went 3-2. They're still right there together. Like this is also that same time after they lost that 5th one that they went into that whole I think they went like maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years where they didn't even go back to the Super Bowl. It was something like that. It was
probably even longer than that. Probably longer than that. It was a mean gap between like
it was a very long gap. I think between 08 from the time Brady appeared in the Super Bowl, it was like 07, 08 to like 14, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah. But from the time he actually won one was like 04 to 14. Like whenever they beat the Seahawks. That was the gap.
15, 14. That was 14. That's the year that they called it.
That was the 14 season, yeah.
But they went in 11 too. They lost to the Giants in 11, in 07 and 11.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it was actually 3 years. Yeah.
Okay, you're right, Corey. All right. But still, but you see, it's still like a gap. And we said this in the chat. If Kansas City, they do some tweaking in the offseason, this is still going to be a competitive team.
Yeah.
Like I don't see like I know we saw it for the 49ers, but that's because of injuries, and we don't know what type of injuries. We don't know what team, because NFL, your team could be completely different going to the next season. But when you have a QB like Patrick Mahomes, I don't see that much of a drop off where it's like they're going to fall off the fucking cliff because they lost this one Super Bowl. They still should be a competitive team where, hey, you better still respect them. Maybe you don't fear them as much anymore because it's like, oh, they bleed like everybody else now. Like you can get got, but at the end of the day, like just how people respected the Patriots when Tom Brady was there, you should don't get it twisted. Still respect this Chiefs team as long as Patrick Mahomes is QB in that team. And BT, you say this all the time. How old is Patrick Mahomes?
And they're only 29, son.
Okay.
He still got like at least. He still got about 10 or so years in front of him.
Until he show us otherwise, not their floor, but their basement is going to be 12 wins. Their basement. That's hard to say about teams.
And I mean, like the Chiefs, like I think like you, like Dre and BT said earlier, like the Chiefs have been skating by this season, and they hadn't faced a front seven or front four like they saw in the Eagles. Like they faced like some good defenses. They faced some teams like with good defense, especially in their own division with the Broncos
like
and the defensive player of the year. They faced the Texans in the playoffs, but they hadn't seen the front four like this all year. It was a bad matchup. For them.
I mean, they played the number one defense in the league.
Yeah,
straight up. Like, and Philly showed why they was the number one defense in the league.
Vic Fangio.
Yeah,
but honestly, and maybe not so much Philly because again, tired of fucking Harry Roseman in the fucking front office. But we're gonna see what both of these teams do in the offseason and see what tweaks that they make because I don't know what Philly free agency is looking like. I don't know how many players are
what Georgia player going in the draft.
Hey son, chill out, man.
hey, but you know, like whatever they got, whoever's on defense is coming out the draft, especially in the second, third round or so, the third, fourth round, if they still around, the Eagles
exactly, they're gonna pick them
surprised.
up. Look, shit, we got one.
Like at this point, when it comes to Howard, he just knows how to draft the right player that's going to fit with it.
Right, the white player. So let's go over into today's nephew.
I tell you, the only time Howie, I guess, messed up recently is when he chose Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson. That's the only time I can say he messed up. That's
I don't know how the fuck he did that.
He did. Man, look.
But still, you can't say it's a mess up. But you got.
But he fixed it. But he fixed it with AJ. But he fixed it with AJ. So and then he flipped Miles Sanders from 2 Super Bowls ago to freaking Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Like I'm fucking believable, man. But hey, man. Look, you already know. Like when the GM son's better than him, that's how you know you're some shit. But look, man, to me, this was an exciting NFL season. Not just because my Commanders had a good season. I think I saw some promising future out of some QBs, especially Bryce Young. I think y'all ended the season with some good momentum. So it's going to be good to see what certain teams do, what some certain teams all season is. But with that. That's all, folks. And football is officially done. College, NFL, we ain't doing no arena shit. We ain't doing no UCF, wherever the fuck other Super Bowl. Fuck the DC defenders. They ain't about shit. I ain't worried about that. So, man, let's get to hoops, man. Unfortunately, I wasn't here last week for the discussion because I know it was like some crazy wild trades going down last episode, but now that the trade deadline has officially gone by and passed, we had some more impactful trades like Ingram going to Dage Raptors. We got DeAndre Hunter going to the Cavs. Like just so many moves. Kings, we gave them Jonas Valanciunas. Chris Middleton got traded for Kyle Kuzma. Just a lot of teams making moves at the deadline. But I know there's a certain trade, or I guess I should say a trade that hasn't happened officially yet because of a recent. I know, Corey, I know you want to get this off your chest. I know you got some thoughts. I'm going to give you the floor for this one, bro, because I know.
Rob Pelinka, bring your pretty boy ass up here. You getting by on too many of them damn Mamba checks. That's what the fuck going on right now. We giving you too many passes for Kobe. That shit stops now. Like, you've been running amok in the league doing dirt, and niggas on your shit now, nigga. That's the problem. Like, you got away with the Luka trade because you finessed some shit and you didn't tell Rich, you didn't tell AD, Brian kind of hot at you. Then you run over here after getting Luka and you try to think you finessing us, and we was trying to give you some ass. I ain't even gonna sit here and pause. We was trying to give you some
Hey,
Dave,
that's a tech. That's a tech. Hey, no, BT, we in basketball mode now. That's a tech, man. We got we do it. That's a tech, man.
That's flagrant. That was flagrant.
Nah, man, we shouldn't shoot free throws over there.
That's flagrant on me. That's a flagrant on me. I almost dropped the call.
Oh God.
But let's get back to this ass nigga, Rob Pelinka. We was trying to give you a center because you wanted a center. Because you came to us and you was like, yeah, Luka wants y'all a guy. We're gonna give y'all a sniper. We're gonna give y'all a school shooter. All right, bet. We can do that.
Oh my God.
I was ready for that. Man, I was ready for that. I was ready to be at the game on the first. I was going guns in the air, guns up, murder hornets. Y'all know how we do. I was ready for that. But nah, on the real though, like just talking about that trade, the trade was supposed to go down. Obviously, we know that the Lakers, they rescinded the trade because they claimed that they found more injuries to Mark Williams. We know that that's like just based off everything that we've seen and how we know everything went down. That's just completely not true. If that is true, that means that Rob Pelinka is incompetent of his job. It's either that or he just doesn't do his research and he didn't do his due diligence on this particular trade. Anybody with common sense, anybody with Google can actually Google search Mark Williams' injury history. Even some Laker fans were concerned about this trade at first. He hasn't played 80% of his games. Like they were saying a whole bunch of stuff like that. And then they started coming more around to, oh, he's probably going to be a little bit healthier. We can do this, Then the trade gets rescinded. Then, oh, y'all tried to sell us a lemon. How? When y'all knew it. We were just having conversations about this stuff. Like anybody with common sense, once again, and Google, you knew what his injury history was. We knew he had the foot injury. We knew that he had nothing but back injuries. But then whenever you come out and you make your statement, oh, it wasn't his back. We found something else. Okay, what else did you find? But you don't want to say what you found. But we come out today and we're saying that we're fighting it. We're trying to get the league to step in and try to get the trade to push through. That's the reason why it's still in pending status. That's the reason why Dalton hasn't played for the Lakers, nor has he played for us, and why Mark is still just chilling because we're trying to push evidence to show that we didn't do anything wrong and the Lakers had all of the information that they were supposed to have. And even them signing Alex Lynn today showed me that they knew what the fuck they were doing. Oh, we see that we actually have somebody available. We could actually use this big body instead of actually making a trade and giving up all of these pieces. It just doesn't sound right to me.
AT, question. And maybe because, you're more, I feel like I know Corey and everybody are Hornets fans, but I'm going to go to you as the Hornets expert. What is it with y'all and the fucking Lakers when it's like Lakers and Hornets, these trades like the Kobe Bryant trade, the Chris Paul trade that gets rescinded now, this trade. It just seems like it's always some crazy shit going on when y'all two teams trade with each other. Like, did y'all do something to piss somebody off that we don't know about? Like, what the fuck is going on when it comes to these two teams trading with each other? Like, it's just got ridiculous to me at this point. Outside looking in.
Well, Kobe was never going to play for the Hornets, so let's get that out the way.
Okay.
He pretty much told the Hornets he was not playing for them. His end game was to get to LA. Kobe Bryant was never going to play for the Charlotte Hornets. Let's get that out the way. A lot of people talk about we traded Kobe away. Kobe was not coming here in the first place. As far as the Chris Paul trade, that was New Orleans, so that was under the Pelicans regime. The Pelicans were owned by the NBA at the time, and David Stern pretty much deaded that deal. This trade, like Corey said earlier, it's honestly just feels like the Lakers realized they got fleeced and trying to throw their weight around to rescind the trade because we fleeced them. We got Dalton and we got 2 first-round picks and Cam Reddish, who, we can waive him, and I think he's on expiring. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we clearly won the trade
by a long
because
shot.
we got more draft capital for Mark Williams than the Mavs got for Luka.
Yeah, which is
And we've
crazy.
seen what
Which was
happened in
crazy to think
Dallas.
about.
Anthony Davis strains an adductor his first game. And what pissed me off about this trade is Mark played before the trade on Monday and he played on Wednesday. So he played that Monday because he got owned by Valanciunas on that Monday. And then I was there when he got owned by Bobby Portis and Brooke Lopez. Recently, Mark had a good stretch, but recently he's been getting abused. And the film was out there. He got abused by Nikola Vucevic. Daniel Gafford dropped 31 and 15 on him. He got abused by Anthony Davis, like 43 and 20.
Yeah.
And then Valanciunas was abusing him so bad that one of the Hornets in-game analysts questioned Mark's effort. And while all this is going on, he's being cleared to play, so it's not like he had anything going on. There was nothing reported going on. He was cleared to play, and then Bobby Portis and Lopez had their way with him, and I think the Lakers realized that they saw the film as like, this guy's not going to really be much of a difference maker for us. Maybe on the offensive end, but the Lakers don't need offense. They got LeBron, they got Luka, they got Reeves, they got Hachimura. And Mark, as good, as much potential as he has, he's been a defensive liability. And people, Laker fans are saying they got a rim protector. I'm like, have y'all watched the games? I mean, obviously, or watched the YouTube highlights, because the last month or so, and Corey and BT can tell you, he's been absolutely getting abused by any center with a pulse on the defensive end. Jaren Jackson and Edie had their way with him. I mean, he's not, when you think of him, he has a 9'9" standing reach. He can jump. You would think he would be more of a defensive presence, but he really is not. He's actually a better offensive player than he's a defensive player, running to the basket and things like that. So I think the Lakers realized this isn't the guy that we actually need, and we got fleeced. And we're the Lakers, and we run the NBA, and we're gonna rescind this trade because it's Charlotte, and the NBA doesn't give a fuck about Charlotte. So, and I'm actually glad our front office is standing up for themselves and trying to fight this. I don't think they're going to win it, but at least they're showing something. And honestly, it's going to get to the point where in the next CBA, they're going to have to address this as far as trades and, these physicals. And do you go with an independent doctor or a third party, or does the league just have their own independent doctors and they send them to verify these trades? Or something's going to have to give because
Because what I didn't like about it, they literally went into like Saturday. It was like Saturday night when this when this news broke. So the deadline was Thursday afternoon. You had all day Friday, and then you got all the way into Saturday night, and then all of a sudden it was like, nah, let's renege on this trade real quick. And for the league, that's just not a good look because you're not showing good faith and you're not showing good practice. Like you said, I've been watching y'all games on Leap. I seen Mark Williams in the lineup starting. So to tell me that all of a sudden from Monday and Wednesday, him playing, and we're not talking about he's playing like 5 minutes, he's playing legit starting center minutes. And then to say that he felt his physical, like, and the thing that pisses me off is like, we have players that are getting traded that are smooth injured, like they haven't played games in weeks and couple months, but they can pass the physical, knowing that you pretty much getting a player that.
I'm about to say Luka ain't played since Christmas.
Yep, and Mark Williams is up for an extension after this season too. So there's a financial aspect of it as well.
But again, like Corey's saying, that's on your GM. Like if your GM is not doing his due diligence, if he's not figuring out what's the next moves to pair with Luka, because we kind of know they making moves for Luka because he's going to be like the new future of the Lakers franchise and everything. You have to do your job. You have to do all your homework. You just making trades just because it's like, hey, we riding a high, like we can do whatever we want and stuff like that. But you can't just renege a trade off because all of a sudden it's like, damn, we gave all this up for Mark Williams and we don't even know if we want to sign him for the future going forward, hey, that's your fault because y'all couldn't fleece the Mavs the same way. They couldn't fleece y'all the same way they fleeced the Mavs. That's on them. So I like T said, I don't think anything's going to happen, but it's just egregious that all of a sudden you get second thoughts and then you can literally just rescind a trade in the middle of a Saturday night, pretty much 2 days after the trade gets done. Like players are already switching cities and everything, wearing different jerseys and different gear, and now all of a sudden now they're in limbo, missing time on the court because of all this politicking going on. So it's just a shame, man.
Dawn was with the team on Friday, and he was at the
game.
I
saw it. Yeah, he had the whole Hornets hoodie on. I was like, it's just not good look for the league.
I was ready to get with the Dre agenda.
It's just hella awkward, man. Because how you at the Hornets game on Friday, and then Saturday night, I got to go back to the team that just traded me.
And the same thing with Mark.
Yeah, it's awkward.
But honestly, the Hornets have moved off of Mark. They moved on because I mean, Diabate is more of what this team needs than what Mark was providing. So
yeah, he held his own. He held his own against Wemby, man. Like he definitely shows like the energy and the grit. Like he was definitely playing undersized, but he plays with effort. And like sometimes, especially the way this generation of hoopers are, it's like that effort can really go a long way because some of these players just don't have that, like that grind in them. Some of them, like they're talented, but some of them you could just tell how some of the players are and how they act and how nonchalant they are. They not like on no like Kobe type mode. Like they don't really care. It's like as long as I can get to a certain amount of money and everything, or a certain amount of status, that they're not going to go all in like some of these other players are doing. So it's a shame that y'all got hold. I say this shit, y'all got hold. Like that was fucked up. And Adam Silver, you keep allowing dumb shit like this happen on your watch. Like you really got to do something about it. But like T's be saying, like he gonna do whatever he wants to get his rating. So we see how my boy Jeff Peterson, the Matograd, shout out to you, handles this situation. Like T said, I'm glad he's actually like sticking up for y'all and saying like we're just not gonna take this quietly. So I think that's a good sign for y'all about how different things are going to be for y'all going forward with the front office. So we'll just see how things go.
Even though they took back the draft picks, we acquired a lot of picks and some first round picks. So we're kind of going the OKC route. Hopefully, we can see a payoff soon, with this draft. I mean, it's a deep draft, especially if you can get the top 3. If you're in the top 3, you're
good.
Set.
You're good. So,
and then even at 4 or 5, like VJ Edcombe, sometimes he's streaky, but he shows superior athleticism. And then Trey Johnson, a 6'6" wing player, and there's some dudes in this draft. So if you get in that top 3, you're in good shape either way. But the race to number 1 continues, man. But we'll see what happens in the lottery, which way the NBA decides, because there is actually a possibility, because the Atlanta Hawks are falling off the map, that the Spurs have Spurs have that Hawks pick. That could be potentially a top 5, another pick, man. And don't you heard it first, bro. We talk about Flag going to wherever. Watch out for Cooper Flag to San Antonio. Just watch out, bro. It's actually a possibility, bro. It's a possibility because that Hawks pick is going to.
It's looking real good. It's looking real good. It was looking real good. And speaking of, and I'm glad you brought the Hawks because, like you said, not only were they free falling before the trade deadline, they just, like we said before, they traded DeAndre Hunter to the Cavs, and they just traded Bogut away. And we know that he's on the he got bought out. So some teams gonna be looking to add him to like a contender roster soon. So yeah, we possibly can't even be thinking about the Hawks trading Trae Young after the season, because as we saw with like the All-Star announcement and everything, Trae Young, he feels disrespected. He's leading the league in assists. He's putting at least like 23 points a game. It's like he's at that point where he's feeling, what does he have to do to get the recognition like everybody, like especially at the guard position. But we know sometimes it's politics in the league, and sometimes they just choose a team that has like winning and record over just having a star player on the All-Star team. So we're gonna see what the Hawks doing in this all season. But I really want to get to the Cavs getting DeAndre Hunter real quick because we always talk about the Cavs kind of needed like that wing player, that three, because they got the two guards with Mitchell and Garland. Then of course they got the front court with Allen and Mobley being a first-time All-Star this year. So getting that 3-and-D guy like DeAndre Hunter who can knock down some shots and also play defense, especially when you got to think about matchups against like Boston, matchups against the Bucks and the Knicks and everything. Like, how we feeling the Cavs in this DeAndre Hunter trade?
It's a good move. No, he was averaging like 18 points a game. You said 3-and-D, but also it helps, lessen the liability of Darius Garland on the defensive end. And because he's a better offensive player, you can throw Isaac Okoro out there if you have to take Garland off the floor, and Hunter could still score the basketball as well. Or he could be actually a small four, depending on what the Celtics bring out there. You can move Mobley to the 5 if Jared Allen has to come off the floor. And, you can have Hunter be like a small ball 4 or Isaac Okoro, small ball 4 as well. So this is a move just to beat Boston or compete versus Boston. And it was a great move for them.
Yeah.
They didn't really give up a lot. And it's going to be interesting because we've watched them play Boston this year and the games have been close, but they haven't been able to get over the hump.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a move that could help. Even last year in the playoffs, they were those guys are competitive and they lost in 5. So I feel like the Cavs are saying this is our chance to really do something because Boston's kind of been iffy. I know, they're the champs and it's a long season and,
they're just ready to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, they go through emotions, but sometimes those bad habits can creep up in the postseason as well. So, I feel like Boston, they steamrolled the Knicks on Saturday night. I guess they got fed up. It was a primetime game. They decided to really turn up a notch, but we've seen them at times just be real lackadaisical. We'll see what happens after the All-Star break with them, but Cleveland's in pretty good spot. The Knicks, I don't think the Knicks can really contend versus Boston just because the lack of depth and Cat is a liability on defense, and we kind of saw them exploit Cat on Saturday night. And then Milwaukee, they're just kind of whatever, but I don't really see them doing much. Orlando's fallen off. Indiana's been surging lately, but do we really trust Indiana?
No. Why would you trust Hamas? Hamas, why would you trust them? Like, you know what's about to happen?
No.
If they face off against Milwaukee, yeah, maybe they'll get that series. But what's going to happen in the next round? Like, are they going to beat Boston or Cleveland? I don't think so.
Nah.
Yeah.
And quietly kept. This is raining, but sitting at 6 is Detroit.
Yeah, they've been balling. They've been balling.
No, he's back though. He had a but they won. But that's because they had Jalen Durant. He's been holding it down in the paint and everything. So Detroit's going to be an interesting team if they can hold at that 6th position and don't have to worry about the playing games or anything like that. They could just go into the playoff series and focus on whoever they got to play.
The thing that gets me about Detroit, who is their coach?
Yeah, I was about to ask y'all that. I don't even know.
It's JB.
It's JB. It's Jay Bickerstaff. Yeah.
Bickerstaff. Okay,
yeah.
And we I'm not gonna say we're straight up fans of JB, but we know the work that he does, especially with a young roster.
Yeah, I mean you saw it in Cleveland. You saw how he turned the Cavs around.
That was a sneaky good pickup for them. I didn't expect it to turn around that fast, but he's doing some work there.
I mean, it was about time because Detroit has been stacking up talent for a few seasons now. So it was about time that you can have all the young talent that you want, but it's all about developing and growth and actually giving them belief that they can actually start winning these games and not just be another team in the league. Because at a certain point, like you gotta be tired of like the tanking because the fan base is not going to put money into a product if you're just going to keep losing all the time. So it was time to turn that corner and start getting wins and start getting into that playoff mode. But another trade I want to talk about, and I want to throw this to you, BT. So we finally got Jimmy Butler to a new destination. He's with the Golden State Warriors. My only question is, does this move the meter for Golden State on their title hopes, or is this just something that they makes them a little bit better, but in reality, this is just them getting American version of Andrew Wiggins, or like what's your thought?
Moving to a title contender. Man, hell nah, dog.
Hey, can I speak on this real quick?
They don't scare nobody, man. They don't scare nobody, son. They got the dub last night. Respect to them, bro. But these niggas don't scare us, so bro. They still in a playing spot. They gotta work their way to try to get to the number 6 seed. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But they don't scare us, so bro. They really don't. It was a good pickup for them to help step out, because Jimmy Butler will help step out, especially in the fourth quarter. I don't fuck with Butler no more because he did some whole shit. You know what I'm saying? You just quit on your team. I don't fuck with quitters. You know what I'm saying? But it's a good pickup for them. But a title contender, nah. It makes Steph happy because he got another baller with him. That's pretty much it.
Okay, but he got another baller with him. But did he also acquire another headache? Because we know Jimmy be wilding sometimes too. Jimmy's a head.
I'm just waiting for the first Jimmy and Draymond clash.
So I'm glad you said that too. This is what I took it as. Like, I don't know if y'all are fans of Digimon, like how I know me and Dre are, but
I can't wait for this shit.
They took Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green, and they digivolved them together.
I'm about to say,
what the hell is going on, bro? What the hell is this, bro?
I'm about to say, like, when y'all started putting Butler and Wiggins in the same sentence, it's basically Andrew Wiggins with attitude. Like that.
Hey, Wiggins with attitude. That's Jimmy Butler.
That's pretty much what it is, bro.
Not NWA Wiggins, bro. Chill the fuck out, son.
It's pretty much Wiggins with an attitude, bro.
Yeah, dog. Yeah. It's only a matter of time, bro. Because like BT, like you were saying, okay, they sitting at 10. Other than Butler and Curry, there's some good, like, some young players, but there's no one else that scares you on this roster. There's no one that scares you. Nobody.
Nobody.
Am I gonna be scared of Draymond? No. Am I gonna be scared of Trace Jackson Davis? No. Am I gonna be scared of Brandon Podziemski? Absolutely not. Moses Moody, respect, but no. I'm not Kuminga. No. No one scares me other than that backcourt.
Nobody, bro. Like I said, bro, it made Steph happy. You know what I'm saying? Because he was kind of down. You know what I'm saying? Looking their ass beat. You feel me? So it made him happy. So if it makes him happy, then y'all good. You know, it'll make him like a playoff contender.
First round.
Title contender? Nah. That shit done. That shit done.
As competitive as the West is, no. Because look, like, Sacramento's been hooping lately. They're right ahead of them. Minnesota has been like subpar. Dallas has injuries, so yeah, maybe they can like go ahead of Dallas at 8. I don't know if they're gonna get ahead of Minnesota or Houston or even the Clippers. Like, playing, okay, you may get past the play-in, but I don't see like you winning a series against anybody. What, Memphis
or OKC?
Or like
hell no.
No.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I would actually love to see Golden State play Memphis because I know Memphis gonna get a lot of get back. They can dominate them in the front court.
Hey, I'm glad you say Memphis, Dave. Memphis. Shout out to y'all. We appreciate you. You are a fan of mine. Thank you for taking that bum ass nigga Jordan Davis off my fucking team. I got sick of that motherfucker, man. And shout out and thank you for the picks, bro. Thank y'all for the picks, man, because only y'all would trade 2 picks to get Marcus Smart and then give us a pick just to get him off the team. Shout out to y'all, man. Respect to y'all, man. I thank y'all for that, man.
Honestly, they didn't give a fuck. They sitting that second. They're like, oh, We don't give a fuck.
Move it.
I shot it.
We'll get rid of Marcus Smart by any means, dog. We'll give a fuck.
I appreciated that, man. Shout out to that trade, man.
Marcus Smart with Jaws OG. Think about
Yeah.
that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, does he even have any OGs left on that team? Ja about doing some stupid shit again. Derrick Rose is not there no more. Marcus Smart not there no more. Y'all look. As soon as Marcus Smart is gone, you already see John Morant's daddy already tripping on the sidelines and shit. It's already a matter of time, y'all.
They about to get the RICO charge. They talk about the Hornets all the time. They about to get the RICO charge.
Nah, man. Everybody on that roster is under 28 years old. So the oldest guys are like that roster is 28 and under. So yeah,
they got to jump niggas in when they get traded over there. This is insane.
Hey, chill out, Corey.
Ja is the OG.
A whole bunch of young niggas, man.
Scary hours over there, man.
In the city of Memphis, that's not good,
man.
I think the OG is Luke Kennard. That's the OG.
Luka.
And Brandon Clark. That's it. No.
Luke Kennard is the Golden Hayward of that team, man. Nobody listen to that motherfucker, man. Get the fuck out of here.
They about to put a shiesty on the Grizzly. That's gonna be crazy.
Shit.
Man, boy.
Hey yo.
Grizzly gonna have gold fronts when you lift it up. Boy, that's gonna be wild. It's crazy hours over there.
Oh man.
But I know we talk about the Hornets, and you know, as a Wizards fan, I'm happy what we did at the deadline because I know we got Middleton and Marcus Smart. It seems like we're not going to buy them out at the moment. So I think they should be good, solid vets to help. We're going to still be on our tank mode and shit, but they also going to be trying to help put some confidence into the younger players and teach them some winning ways, some winning methods and stuff like that. But I do want to get to you, Dave, because you're also a team that's basically in the lottery, but y'all did trade for Brandon Ingram and then just gave him today an extension. So how do you feel about Brandon Ingram coming to the Six? Were you moved by it? It's like, do you think this helps y'all for the future? What y'all trying to do? What's your thoughts so far?
No, I think it's cool. I think it's just it's cool for what it is. I was not like I wasn't like super excited about it, but at the same time I wasn't like upset about it either. I mean, it's all about building around Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is the future. You get like an all-star, a former all-star, and Brandon Ingram. We already have R.J. Barrett. Grady Dick is developing. We got Emmanuel Quickly and other vets like Tucker and Garrett Temple. So now it's just all about building around Scotty Barnes. So whoever we get in the draft, like we're probably going to be picking in that 5 to 10 range. So if we get somebody like like Trey Johnson or the South Sudan dude out of Duke, or one of these like international players. So it's all about building around him. So now the core is Scotty, BI, Grady, RJ. If we are able to keep him or re-sign him, that's the four. And then now like we need to build a front court. We need a legit point guard. I think still. To go along with those guys, so it's cool. It's cool. It's another scorer to go along with Scotty.
Okay, before I wrap up this pod, because I was watching the episode last week when y'all was talking about the Luka trade and everything, and one of the things that came to my attention was like because of this trade, Luka is not eligible for his super max deal, which would have been around estimate like $345 million over X amount of years, something like that. And the reason why I bring that up is because, maybe this is like an outlier and stuff like that, but I don't know. But the way this new CBA is, when we know how players can start getting eligible for that same amount of money. And it got me to thinking about players like John Morant and players like Anthony Edwards. And I don't know if Tatum signed his deal yet.
I think
he did.
He did. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick it with like John Morant, Anthony Edwards right now, and we could talk about Wemby too because he's gonna be part of this discussion too. So if you realize these are kind of three different scenarios of players that if they do the right thing, like they get to all NBAs and stuff like that, they can possibly get Supermax and be eligible for this type of money. But the way that the Mavs got rid of Luka, and it was like, yes, you took us to the finals. Yes, you averaged 35, 9, whatever. Yes, like even though you play on a hobble bat, knee, whatever, we just didn't feel like your work ethic was suitable enough for you to get this contract. With John Morant's injury history, and with Anthony Edwards, he's still trying to ascend it, but sometimes he looks like he's hitting a ceiling at some point. And then, Wemby, the next probably generational superstar coming in the NBA, our teams are going to start moving players around because they just know that even though this player is really talented, they just don't see it feasible to give a certain player this super max money, knowing that they know the injury history, they know the attitude history, they know that this player could be a problem on and off the court. Because right now, if there's anybody that's young that deserves a super max, it will be Wemby out of all of those three scenarios. So, what's your thoughts on how teams are going to move forward with super max eligible players? And the also thing I want to add to that is, remember, to make our all NBA team, you have to play a certain amount of games, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to throw this out there. Because of Luka's injury, he's already ineligible for our all NBA team. KD has already missed 13 games. We know Joel Embiid's not going to make a team. So we already talking about three players that are usually on those teams that are open in three slots for eligible players that you wouldn't think that might be on any of the three NBA all NBA teams. So I just want to pick up on your thoughts on how teams are going to maneuver because the way the new CBA is with Supermax eligibility going forward.
Yeah, I think you might see a little bit more of that, like trading like a star for another star. Like in this case, what happened between the Lakers and the Mavs. I mean, I I think it. Well, obviously it came down to the Mavs not wanting to give Luka the supermax, but for who they were able to get in return, and some of the reports of, oh, we were trying to get Giannis or Anthony Edwards, or and maybe another, like some other star that they could find. I think the biggest star that they could find that could kind of fit as far as like financially wise was Anthony Davis, but at the same time, you're trading someone that was currently injured before he played last night, for someone that has dealt with injuries for the past like 10 years on and off. So I think you'll see it more, especially like with someone like John Morant. I think John Morant deserves a supermax, at least like if he stays on, as long as he's not getting in trouble anymore, and he's staying on the court. The same thing with Anthony Edwards. I know like he's had his struggles this season, but I think those guys will deserve the supermax as well. But if those teams potentially want to trade those guys, you're gonna have to find somebody. So because these guys are like in the 22 to 25-year-old range. I think
yeah, that's something they're young.
I think like Wemby's like not even 20, right? Or is he like 21?
He's like 21, right?
I thought he was 19.
No, he's like 20. I think he's got to be like 20 because he was 19 when he got drafted, right?
Yeah, I think he's at least 20.
He's like 20, 21, like around like very early 20. So if you're gonna trade somebody in that age range, you're gonna have to find somebody that has already been paid. That is like
21.
Okay, so you're gonna have to find somebody that is like 3-4 years older. Like if you're gonna trade like a 21, 22-year-old, I think Ant like is 23 right now. You're gonna have to trade him for somebody that's at his level, like all-star caliber, all NBA level. That's like in either the same age or a little bit older, like 26. Because no one's gonna get rid of like somebody at that same level that's 20 years old that's still ascending. So I think you might be able to see it. You may be able to see it a little bit more. But I feel like those three guys you mentioned, I feel like they'll get the supermax if things go like the way they're going now. But I can definitely see like another scenario in which like another like all NBA player is traded for another all NBA.
All right, and this is for you, T, because I want to add him. LaMelo Ball. If he's eligible for a super max, the way Luka is, and you really don't see any, huh?
He already signed the extension.
But it could be like something like Luka if he actually gets into an All NBA team in the next few years. I know he got an extension now.
His extension literally just started,
Mm-hmm.
so that won't be till like 4, 5, 6 years down the road. I have to look at his contract, but his extension
I think
really
it's
just
4
kicked
years.
in.
I think he had 4 years on it. So if it just started, we're gonna be looking at 2029, 2028, 29.
I'm about to look it up.
And how but he'd still be under 30 at that point, right?
Oh yeah, easily. He's only like what 23 right now.
So so let's say for hypothetical, just right now, 28 LaMelo Ball.
Damn.
How many? What do you need to see out of him to give him like at that point a contract could be $400 million?
Mm-hmm.
And Hornets and a small because he's going to have a certain market depending on what's going on with y'all in Charlotte at some point, because we know like LaMelo Ball, he's an attraction. Like he gets the crowd from a younger generation. People have been following him since he was in high school, so he knows he's a draw. But at the same time, I know, especially you, like at some point that's got to translate to wins. Like y'all gotta go from we trying to get into the play-in and trying to be like an actual sustainable playoff team. So what do you need to see for him to say we can give you $400 million?
He has to figure out a strength and conditioning program to get his ankle stronger. He tweaked his ankle again, and it's becoming a concern.
Mm-hmm.
He has to get his ankle mobility, stability, his calf strength, really his whole lower body strength, because what people don't understand, and BT, you know this, if your hips are out of line, it can go all the way down to your ankle. If your ankle's out of line, it can affect other parts of your body. If your feet aren't, if you don't have the proper arch in your foot and things like that, it can throw your ankle off. There's a lot of things that can really mess your ankle up outside. So he has to really commit to a strength conditioning program to keep his body balanced and in line and get his ankle stronger. Because a lot of people don't understand is, ankle mobility, stability is key of any exercise. I don't care if you're squatting, deadlifting. If your ankles are stiff or tight, it affects the overall movement of your body. And he's had some of these ankle tweaks are just unfortunate. The Lakers one, he was really backpedaling and stepped on the guy's foot. And then I didn't watch the game yesterday, but it kind of sounded like it was another fluky play. But, he has to do something to keep his ankles strong for the long term. And then, I know sometimes he literally has to because the other guys have been injured, but shot selection has at times is questionable. But in the Spurs game, even though his shot wasn't falling efficiently, that last play of the game, he did make a great play to kick out to Bridges for the three. I like to see a little more of that. Especially as the team gets healthy, we add more talent on this team because I think, there's already going to be a lot of changes made at the deadline, but, going to be more changes to come. And like you said, get out of the play-in because the furthest you've taken this team to the play-in tournament and 43 wins, that's the best that we've shown since you've been drafted. Can you get out of play-in to a top 6 seed or surpass that win total? Can you also elevate a Brandon Miller to an all-star? Because Brandon Miller, before he got injured, was averaging like 21, 22 a game. Can you continue to elevate, which I've seen, guys like Nick Smith, and we'll see what happens with Trey Man, his back, and then we'll also see what happens in the draft. But what I like to see from LaMelo is really just taking that next step as a guy that impacts the win total. I know this roster has its holes, but with some of the moves that were made and the draft capital that we stockpiled, and they seem to be bought into what Charles Lee's trying to do. Yeah, it's gonna have to be showed up in the win column. And like I said, his extension just started, so the clock is ticking. This year is a wash, which Charles Lee's first year, guys have been injured. Grant Williams is a bigger loss than what people think because he's kind of like that connector
Yeah.
Brings you the dirty work, defend, brings some toughness. Unfortunately, with Mark Williams' situation, we got Nurkic for another year. He's kind of a bridge guy, and then we have Diabate, but we'll see what we do in the offseason and see what this front office can do as well. But I'll give it till, let's see, by the start of the 27 season, if we start off slow that season and we go in the All-Star break pretty much out of the playing contention, the trade rumors are going to be swirling. I think LaMelo likes being here, but at the same time, at some point, he's going to want to go to play for a team, just kind of like Trae Young is going through right now.
Yeah.
And, we'll see what, the Hornets are trying to make their improvements as a, ownership, new practice facility, new strength conditioning facility, new medical staff. We had some unfortunate injury history the last few years, but yeah, that's what I would like to see. I mean, BT, Corey, y'all, you guys watch the team as well, so you want to add in?
Nah, man, you pretty much said everything, man.
Yeah,
it's the biggest things with the Hornets, bro, is injuries, man. Like it's like this team been plagued with injuries the last two or 3 years.
Yeah.
So if they can get healthy, have a full roster for the full season, we can really see what's going on. But like you said, he got to get out the plan. You got to go to the top 6 seed. You know what I'm saying? You got to, bro. Like if the roster is healthy, you got to make the playoffs.
So my thing, if Detroit can do it, then we because I honestly don't think on paper Detroit's roster is that much better than ours.
It's not, bro.
Fully healthy on paper. So Cade Cunningham can do it. Yeah, and coaching. Yeah, they got an established coach as well.
Yeah.
See what Charles Lee's on. But if Cade Cunningham can do it, then LaMelo can do it.
And that's why I brought it up, because you see at Detroit, it was like our teams, like they was in the pits. Like and quite honestly, they actually had enough. Their record was so bad they was actually supposed to be getting like maybe top 2, top 3 picks, but Silver must not like their ass either, because they're always sliding down to like 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, they always got
like in the NBA draft. So they never got outside of K. They never was able to get to like that top player. They never was able to get to reach like Brandon Miller. They wasn't able to reach Wemby. They wasn't able to reach who came out on one. Well, we ain't got to worry about dude at the Hawks draft this year, because like right now, I ain't trying to say he's a bust or anything, but he seems like he's just gonna be average for real. Like, so he's just another athletic Frenchman. So it is what it is with that. But yeah, it just seems like, I think like y'all have like a roster like it can how I feel about Orlando. If Orlando's healthy, they're like a top 6 seed in the team. If y'all healthy, y'all should be on that type of level right now too. And then you think about Brandon Miller's development with LaMelo and everything like that. Y'all should really be trying to ascend right now with this talent. So it's going to be real interesting, because the way that the Celtics are pretty much over the second apron with all these contracts that they have, at some point they're going to have to make a move to get under that joint. So we're just going to have to see how things shake out, man. But
also, with all this draft capital, I would like to see the front office make a move, either for a player or move up in the draft. Because we have plenty of second-round picks, and we have additional first-round picks off of some of the moves we made, and we would have had more if it wasn't for bitch-ass Rob Pelinka. But, we'll see if the NBA does the right thing, but I'm not holding my breath about that. But
if I was him, I would have did some whole shit. I would have did some whole shit and signed Alex Len just cause. But that's just me.
Well, I have too. I'll be petty too.
Yeah, but Alex Len was a rock, and he ain't just gonna go to any team at the moment.
He not.
Yeah. No, he probably was in the loop. I'm telling you that they knew that shit was going on for.
No, but the crazy thing to me, Corey, because Alex Len, because he was still in the Kings right before he got let go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, like, we traded Valanciunas to the Kings, and that's why he got released in the first place. Because the reporters was talking about Lakers trying to get Valanciunas off of us for a few weeks and for at least a month. So I'm like, I was wondering why they didn't just do that and just be done with it from the first place. But hey, the Kings give us, I guess the Kings were giving us a better offer, so we was like, fuck it.
See, that Rob Pelinka shit. This because he used to be because he was an agent. Like
Yeah.
he knew what the fuck was going on. You can't tell me that he didn't know what the fuck was going on. He caught wind of Alex Lynn getting released. He probably spoke to his agent and knew that shit was coming. So that's why, we ain't got to give up nothing and we can get Alex Lynn. Yeah, let's run this. You can't tell me that's not what happened.
And that's probably what it did. But at the end of the day, you still gotta honor the trade. You still got honored the trade. Like you didn't do your homework, you didn't do your due diligence. So to try to coop up a story,
he got exposed as a GM right then and there.
Yeah, didn't do the homework.
It's sad, man. I'm really interested to see how all this pans out. But hey, this trade deadline was lit when that joint took all of the buzz out of the Super Bowl because. When it got to Sunday, I was like, "Damn, there really is a game today."
For real, it's not like this was two ass teams or anything. Just really, this was a rematch. So we knew he was gonna get some sparks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
there was literally no buzz at all because
none.
It was a matchup that nobody really wanted to see.
That's true.
Philadelphia is a great team, but I wouldn't say they're the most exciting team if you're a casual fan. And then people are just sick of the Chiefs, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Don't worry, we coming.
And there's not a lot of storylines.
Honestly, yeah. If it was like the Ravens in the Super Bowl, or like if the Commanders had went, it'll be more buzz. It'll be more buzz just because who their quarterbacks are.
Yeah.
And like to T saying people are tired of the Chiefs, especially guys like me. The Eagles had probably the best roster in football. But it wasn't there wasn't as much excitement around it.
If it didn't snow, the Eagles could have lost to the Rams if it wasn't snowing that day. Keep it a bean.
Yeah, the Rams playing the toughest, and we played them well too. But the turnovers did us over. We actually moved the ball way better than what the Chiefs did. So it was really the Eagles really capitalized on people fumbling the fucking ball. So, but that's here and there. That's over with. Like we said, Eagles got the joint done. They finished the mission. Hats off to them. But I know there's gonna be some football fans that come out here and be like, "No, y'all just some hoop heads and anything like that." But I looked on Instagram, I checked my Twitter feed, I'm on Facebook. Our friend Ant is the biggest motherfucking football fan out here, and this nigga wasn't even talking about the goddamn game. So you can't even tell me this Super Bowl was getting since that Luka trade. We didn't really give a fuck what was going on in New Orleans. We was all like, man, who's getting traded next? What's going on? Where's Jimmy Butler going? So if anything, I can say, Silver, you did get your revenge for you getting hold for letting niggas have games on Christmas. I can give you this victory at least. You did at least one something right. Yeah, I know, Corey. You hate this one.
I wanted my snipers at Spectrum. That's what I wanted. Snipers at Spectrum.
Hey, man, look, man, that Super Bowl had no gas in it, man. We was questioning our homeboy because he was saying some off-the-wall shit about Taylor Swift, bro. We had to make sure our boy was good.
Oh, my God. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
Hey, yo, BT, turn his camera on, bro.
Hey, we got to bring the brother. We got to bring the brother on.
Brother, it's Black History Month.
I said, bro,
we thought our brother got hacked.
Yeah, that nigga was wilding, son.
The reaction was funny because I was like, they was like, yo, what the fuck you talking about? And Corey was like, come on, man, it's Black History Month, dog. Corey was just so tired, bro. He was like, hey, you call me Mace. That was a Mace-like statement, bro.
It was the Virgo in me, man.
I had to check on my brother. I was like, wait a minute, we're not doing this right now, man. This game can't be this ass right now, dog. But the game can't be that ass when you trying to put an ass on somebody else. I'm gonna put it like that.
Oh.
Younger got a surfboard back there, man. Ain't nothing poking out there, man. Even Montejo wouldn't drill that, man. Let's be real, dog. That job was more interesting than the Super Bowl, bro.
The latest clips I'll say definitely got my attention, bro. getting put through the wall, not even through the mattress, bro. That's some nasty work, bro.
And what makes it worse, that was a wooden bed too, so you already know what time it is, dog.
Man, I couldn't even post my Green Goblin and Spider-Man meme. That's how bad that shit was. That's a pile driver. Oh my god.
The walls were shaking. They turned that joint to the walls of Jericho. Let it all come down.
Oh boy, I mean, at least you got his lip back though.
Yeah.
Nah, that other dude in the pool though.
Yeah. Okay, I'm about to reel it. Okay, hold on. We about to reel it. Hey, yo, Dave, what we tell the people before we get rid off rail, bro?
Let me get my shout out. I gotta get my shout out real quick.
Who we got?
I gotta give a shout out to my white nephew this weekend. He going for his 3-peat, so we gotta get 1 3-peat going.
Yeah, nah, my nigga Castle got something to say for it. Now my nigga Andre Jackson Jr. You going against? Hey, but honestly, if Mac beats, if Mac wins, if Mac gets this 3-peat like the Chiefs couldn't do, it's respect. Because like these some high flyers. These niggas got hops. These niggas got hops for real. So if Mac can beat these dudes, okay. I don't know about Matas Buzelis, but Jackson and Castle can jump out the gym, dog. Like
we gotta see.
They can jump out the gym, like So we
they nice, but like we know the stuff that we actually seen from Mac from the past 2 years. Like he different. Not gonna say that he up there with the all-time greats, but he at a level.
So we can end this. I would say Castle and Jackson, they gotta bring the tricks. We know they're athletic, but they gotta bring the tricks. Because we know Mac got a deep bad because for the past 2 years, I feel like he was doing stuff, but it felt like he was still just getting warmed up because he was like, oh, everybody missing dunks and they're really not doing some cool shit. But so I'm gonna just do this just so I could get the trophy and walk off. So it's all about the creativity now more than just who's a high flyer. So we're gonna see who got that A in art class this weekend. So
I like that.
That was the bar right there.
Hey,
Ooh, Dave, slide him the book real quick.
Yeah. Subscribe to the pod, everybody, if you haven't already. If you like this episode, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't hit that follow button or that subscribe button, however you're watching or listening, make sure you hit that button as well. Leave comments. Give us feedback. Just let us know. We appreciate everybody for listening and watching us and watching our episodes. I got one shout out before we close it. Shout out to coach and broadcaster Hubie Brown, who just called his last game this past Sunday at 91 years old. He's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. He's in the College Basketball Hall of Fame. He's in the Sports Media Association Hall of Fame. Like, he's contributed since the 50s as a player and as a coach on 4 different NBA teams. He's won NBA Coach of the Year twice. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame back in the NBA in the Basketball Hall of Fame back I think in 2006, 2005. So shout out to him, man. I always appreciate Hubie because every time I listen to him on a broadcast, I learn just a little bit more about basketball.
Yeah,
I learn a little bit more about X's and O's.
He brings the history.
Hear him talk. So, definitely shout out to Hubie. We're gonna miss him. Listening to him on I don't know if there's anyone else that's been a broadcaster for the NBA on TNT, ESPN, NBC, and ABC. And CBS. So he's done it all, man. So shout out to Hubie.
Shout out to the GOAT, man. Shout out to him, man. Long career, dog. But yeah, man, as BT would say, share this fucking episode to everybody you know, man. Share it to your friends, your ops, baby daddy, baby mama, whoever, bro. We take side pieces. We taking all crowds, man. We just here to talk sports and talk shit, man. But hey, listen, we the bros. I got my boy C Note. I got boy T. We got BT. We got D. Stop the Esquire Day. This Dre from PG. We 7-4. Hey, we out.